I call this meeting to order. All right, thank you. Cindy Kane is our invocator today. Cindy?
Thank you, Dr. Rob. Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. It's wonderful to see your faces here today. Thank you, Father, for the gift of Rotary and for each other. May we be ever mindful of those in need. Help us to provide food to the hungry, to heal the wounds of hatred with our love, comfort those in sorrow, and bring peace to those living in areas of unrest. Here's to fellowship, and here's to the Akron Rotary.
Thank you for those sentiments, Cindy. And now, if you can join me to pledge allegiance to our flag. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, if you could project the four-way test, Cheryl. Four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Okay, Connor Jarvis, are you with us here today?
I am here, and I am scanning the room here. I'm trying to see if we have any guests. If anyone can help point some out here. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces and names. Other than our esteemed guest speaker, do we have any other guests that I am missing? Or has anyone brought a guest? And if you want to raise your hand or just make a comment, I'll be sure to call them out. But so far, it's just our guest I'm noticing. Tiffany, welcome.
I do see some royalty here, but I think that'll follow.
Yes, let's see here.
I do not see other guests.
I do not either. Yep. So I think just our well, I don't want to say our core group, but part of our core group here. And of course, Tiffany, we'll look forward to hearing from you. But it's great to see everyone's face here today. And yes, I see the royalty reference now too with Terry. So I'll be anxious to hear more about that.
So Katie Miller, before we do the icebreaker, why don't you start the ice chipping away by telling us why Terry looks so regal, as along with, I believe I saw Wanda looking pretty dapper.
That's fantastic. So just a little fun thing that Cheryl, Warren, and I have started. I had spontaneously sent Cheryl Warren a spare tiara I had laying around because I considered her the queen of Zoom for everything that she's done for running all of our meetings. And Cheryl was grateful and laughed and had fun with it. But then she had the idea, let's pass that on. So Cheryl and I have decided that we are going to every other month pass these crowns along. And so I went ahead and ordered a king's crown in case there was a man awarded. And I have the tiara, which Wanda has. And we decided that Terry deserved recognition for being also so integral in all of our Zoom meetings and to keeping Dr. Rob's Rotary calendar and letting him know where he needs to be, and for all of his work on scholarship. And he deserves a little shout out. So he's our king. And Wanda, I mean, the queen of the Chili Open, who has shepherded it for the last couple years with her various co-chairs, but such an outstanding job that you did this year and set the bar higher every year for us to do better. So now what happens is Terry and Wanda become part of mine and Cheryl's committee for the next month to decide who gets it then. Then they'll fall off and that recipient will then come back on the committee, and then we'll move this forward. And there's some months there may be nobody, but in some months there may be more than one. And it's really important to know that this is not a popularity contest. This is for somebody who's doing work either quietly that not many people know about, except maybe their committee chair heads or a few people, or somebody who's doing big work. So if you have ideas of somebody who's done a little something that maybe they need a little recognition, shoot it to Cheryl and I, and we do this with the approval of the president. And just a little fun way to lighten it up. And I think they look very majestic in their roles.
Cheryl, I hope that you can get a picture of the Regal duo. I don't know if you can Zoom them together, but let's figure out some. This is an opportunity we can't pass. Terry, you're allowed to smile. And congratulations. I can't think of two more worthy people.
This makes me so ridiculously happy. I love seeing this.
All right. Well, the icebreaker may seem a little counterproductive today, but I thought as I came into work today, because I actually had to do some grandpa babysitting yesterday since daycare was closed on Easter Monday and my daughter and her husband didn't realize it. So I was out today only to walk in and find marshmallow peeps and chocolate all around my office. So that prompted, I know what my secretaries are doing with their excessive sweets that are related to this holiday. And those of you who don't celebrate Easter, you can reflect on Halloween. I want to know what you do with leftover holiday candy when you actually determine it's leftover, or alternatively, just like we learned that Cindy Kane loves turkey for Thanksgiving, what do you love for your spring holidays? So we will open this up. And Ryan, I'm seeing you front and center. So what are the rules of excessive sugar around your house?
That mostly doesn't exist. Yeah, usually dad eats leftover candy.
Well, that's good that you keep the kids, you keep everybody else healthy. Colleen, how about in your household?
I actually always bring it to work the very next working day because I just can't have it around. I have no self-control over candy.
Yeah, that's what happens in my office. And I just keep eyeing this up, and I don't even like it, but it's there. All right. Wanda, Princess or Queen Wanda. So what's the deal with your place?
Well, I take a little bag and keep it just in case I get guests. Okay, but I have a whole gym full of kids who love candy. It's very easy to get rid of. I take it to work, put it on the front desk and say, give it away.
All right. Thane Billow. Come on down.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? Yeah, so I mean, I don't want to be lame, but I don't really eat a lot of candy. If I ever get sweets, I just give it to my employees. I used to be really fat when I was younger, so I try to eat healthy. So not a big sweets guy these days. But I guess if something like springtime, some treat I like, I guess mint juleps. We got the Kentucky Derby coming up. That's all I got.
That sounds pretty good. Dr. Doug, how do you manage springtime treats?
Oh, hopefully my microphone's on.
It is.
Okay, it's always iffy around here. So this is a bag of candy from some Halloween, I think 2020, but I wouldn't swear to that. I keep in the office drawer because when I've got a 75-minute lecture that I need to get through and run around the front of the classroom, a couple of mini candy bars gets me through it.
Yeah, so you've got an emergency stash. That's pretty adaptive. I always used to take all ours and put it in a box on top of the refrigerator, and that became the Friday box. So on Easter, the kids could eat whatever they could grab, and then it went to Friday, and after about 2 weeks, I threw it out. But I think they still don't realize that. But Susan Coble Hall, do you have a strategy for treats on a spring holiday?
Well, I'm thinking about treats today because it is spring, And because Pav's is open and we can hike along the Cuyahoga River Walk, that's what we're going to do, get ice cream at Pav's.
Ah, that sounds pretty good. And Steve Bossart, why don't you bring us home? What is your opportunity here to pile on?
My gosh, you just caught me opening a banana. So I have a 9-year-old and 11-year-old, and the candy is never ending. Our neighborhood is crazy at Halloween. I'm sure there's still a ton of Halloween candy, and then Easter as well. But I try to stay out of it. I'm not a big sweets guy, believe it or not. So I didn't get this girly figure by eating sweets. I like the main course too much, but we do try to limit it with the kids.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for your indulgence of me. Stu, since I can see you on here, I still have this. Congratulations. You have tickets to the Indians game. So I'm going to need some something from you to guide me to the what's going to happen down the road. But it's not until July, so we have a little time yet.
Well, good morning, good afternoon. At this point in time, the game is still tentative because the Indians are not able to have that many people for our terrace club get together for polio. So at this point in time, it's on hold, but we'll be sure to make sure you get to go when they say go for it. If they don't, it'll have to wait a year. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just saw this on my desk. It's been laying there front and center. I thought, oh, good, it's opening day. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. Maybe not.
They increased the capacity yesterday, just so you know.
That's good.
They opened it wide open.
It's wide open?
Yeah, they want you to kind of sit apart from people, but there's no restrictions on 30% or anything like that anymore. The governor got rid of that yesterday. All right. We'll see.
Well, I will. Other announcements. I'll congratulate you on our charter. We are 107 years old as of April 1st. I put that out in the Acrotarian. I don't know if you noticed it, but it's no accident that our club has good humor because we were founded on April Fool's Day. It's no joke, though. The other thing that I wanted to let you know about, in addition to Katie's Queen and King awards, is that we do want to congratulate Donna Skoda. She is on the queue to be inducted, but clearly as the Summit County Department of Health leader, she's obviously been distracted by other activities in these last several weeks. But she was named as one of the heroines of the pandemic. So we congratulate Donna Skoda when we get to see her. I do want to give you some advance notice that there will be a letter coming out from me later on today that will kind of walk you through what our dues structure is. And then later, after the board weighs in on a strategy or a procedure that Thane and Connor helped me draft, we're going to be putting on the web kind of some standard work and some rationale and the philosophy behind dues increases. Regretfully, our club got a little behind. Just for some context, in 2012, our dues were $295 annually. And then in 2014, they went up to $300, 2015, $320, and 2017, $330, where they kind of lived indefinitely. So almost my whole duration of being a Rotarian, we've been at the same spot. In the meantime, Rotary International dues increased and district dues increased, and the prices at Portage Country Club increased. So it was not unusual that we would end the year a little bit in the red. I would still rather be in the red than be virtual all the time, but the reality is the virtual decrease in costs has made it look like I actually know what I'm doing with money, but don't tell my CEO that, because I would rather stay away from the budget process as much as I can. But what we were going to do, the board has gotten together and realized we had some catch up to do. So we will be having an increase. Our dues will go up to $349. And then we plan to set expectations that there will be minimal raises, adjustments annually. We're also, Steve Bowie and I are also looking at some alternative revenue streams or activities so that we can generate more of a buffer so that we're not living on the edge of our operations and our dues as our major income. And with that in mind, we're really hoping to do some creative things like make other alternative memberships for younger Rotarians, people earlier in their career, and also to expand some of the work we've done now with, we're getting moving with Rotaract, Interact, and the work that came from our strategic plan that was really paying attention to our colleagues on North Hill. So stay tuned, and you will get an email from me, and then you will get an invoice. And the invoice, Cheryl, it's scheduled for the 15th. So in normal times, that might be tax day. So you might know that date anyhow, but I thought we wanted to anchor so it's not a surprise. And you can tell your employer if you're fortunate enough to have an employer that pays your dues. And that will be coming out then. So stay tuned and be on the lookout for that. Now, I know that Lorraine Javazzi is happy. Do you want to lead us with happy dollars?
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Rob. So I am $10 happy today. Some of you may know or may not know, I am a foster parent recruiter with an agency called SAFI. We are located in the Canton-Akron area. So this is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And with that, I wanted to just share with you some opportunities where maybe you could help us out. We have a gift card fundraiser with Texas Roadhouse. It is running until April 15th. And you can just hop online or check out the QR code and purchase a gift card. Staffy of Canton-Akron will receive 10% of all proceeds, and you could get a denomination anywhere between $5 and $100. You can go ahead and save that and use it wherever you choose, or you can come and join us, whether you do dine in or to go, to the Texas Roadhouse located in Canton on Dressler Road on April 26th. You can come and see me or take out, and all the proceeds from that event will also 10% will be given to Safi of Canton-Akron. Our monies that we raise will help us provide some fun activities and things for the children in our foster homes, as well as show additional appreciation to all our foster parents. So I'm very happy about that. And then also, because again, Child Abuse Awareness or Prevention Month, we have a Sidewalk chalk art contest. So it is from now until the 23rd of April. You can go ahead and create some sidewalk art with some chalk and just help us raise awareness and help us support against child abuse with any pictures or sayings or whatever. You can go ahead and send that information to me by the 23rd, and I'll make sure it gets to the powers that be so we could see if you win a prize. If your company or business would like to participate and you need sidewalk chalk, I have sidewalk chalk for you. So get in touch with me and I would be happy to bring it to you. Thank you.
Well, that's great. That's a good cause. And I may have to dust off my artistic talent or lack thereof and borrow a sidewalk here at the hospital. Who else is happy? Let me see. Dr. Doug is happy.
Dr. Doug is. Steve's happy too. So go ahead. Sorry, Dr. Rob.
Okay, so I'll be happy because this is something about happiness. From my page a day calendar, on the back side of it, it mentions, now when we do the 4-way test, we you always specify that it's the 4-way test of things that we think, do, and say. The quote on the back of the page a day calendar is from Mahatma Gandhi. And it reads, happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. So an old Gandhi quote. So I'm $5 happy to have found that on the back of the calendar page.
Oh, that's great. Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Dr. Rob. I'm going to do 10 happy dollars for two things. One, my grants team here at Coleman Professional Service had $1 million week last week, raising money for our clients who have behavioral health issues, and really a privilege to be able to serve them, and our team did a great job. So I'm going to celebrate that. And secondly, it is Masters Week, which is the best week of the year for us golf fans. So
That's great. Well, congratulations to your team.
Thank you.
Anybody else happy? Connor's happy.
Yeah, it felt weird calling on myself. So yes, 5 happy dollars, I guess today. No five-fold reason for it, but just a number. One, I got my first dose of the vaccine this morning, and so on my way to getting fully vaccinated there. So was excited to be able to get that taken care of, and another step towards us all being able to meet in person in the not too distant future. Let's pray. And then the other happy dollars in general, something I've been working on for a long time. I guess I can't officially announce it yet because the certified results have to come in before I can use it, but I've been working for some time on pursuing an advanced designation for our industry. And about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had the board exam to pass that, the culmination of this kind of a graduate degree program and a lot of additional tests, but successfully passed that. So I'll have some additional letters behind my name in the near future, but that was a big accomplishment and step forward for our practice too. So very excited about that and relieved to have that completed.
Oh, that's awesome, Connor. Congratulations.
This is Chris. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to give 5 happy dollars, and mainly because of everything that's happened over the past couple of weeks. Unfortunately, my youngest and my wife and I were all positive for COVID. My wife has, as everyone knows, has an autoimmune disease. It was a bit challenging for her, but she was able to get her 2 vaccine shots, and it's believed that she had COVID during that second shot. Nonetheless, the blessing is, and the reason why I'm happy is because through it all, God allowed for me to be in a position where I could not be as affected, so that I could take care of my wife and my daughter. So just giving glory to God just for what he's been able to do and make happen, and just bless my family. So we're all doing well. We're all on the mend.
Well, we're all happy to hear that you're on the other side of that, Chris. Sorry for your challenges.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think I saw Karen's hand up.
Yeah, I'm just giving 5 happy dollars because I believe it was our speaker Tiffany's birthday last week. So happy birthday, Tiffany.
Oh, happy birthday, Tiffany.
Thank you.
Wanda?
Yes, I have 5 happy dollars for Katie and Cheryl, and mostly because it took Cheryl about 5 days to track me down, and we finally got to meet yesterday, and I was thoroughly surprised and honored. I think this is probably the only Tara that I would ever get, so thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's wonderful. Katie?
I'm really happy. If I got 5 happy dollars, Tim and I get our second shot tomorrow, and I'm extremely relieved. Friday, hopefully, if we're feeling well with no side effects, we are getting into the COVID camper and headed down to the Panhandle to work in the warm weather for a month. And also happy to have Tiffany speaking with us. I had seen a little bit about Tiffany on my Facebook through mutual friends, and then my daughter, who works for Focal Point Social Media, who was working with the Greater Akron Chamber on their Choose Growth, had an interview with her and was so impressed that she came downstairs from her office and said, you need to contact her right away and get her to speak to your Rotary Club. So I'm thrilled to hear about it. And now all of a sudden, she's the only thing I see on my Facebook from all of my friends. So I'm excited to hear about it, what she has to say.
Great. Thanks, Katie. Steve?
Yes, I have 5 happy dollars. Last week, I failed to mention our dear Jenny Wino, and I want to say thank you to Jenny for all of her support with what we're doing at the I Promise School. And then secondly, I also want to mention David Miller. As most of you who've been in the club for a good season know, a couple of years ago, he had a pretty significant surgery and was really pretty sick. And if you've been watching Facebook, he has really gotten it in gear lately, started running, and he's pushing out these 5Ks. And being a former runner, I'm getting back into it though, but watching him bring it down to 8-minute miles and even below, that's pretty impressive, David. So good job, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It's I give props to Katie Miller because it was her COVID walking journey that got me to get out of my chair. So yeah, it's amazing what you can do in a half an hour a day when you actually apply yourself a half an hour a day. So thank you, everyone.
That's great. All right. Well, I think we had a lot of happiness going on here today. And I think as the spring progresses, we should have more happiness. I will give $5 happy. And I know, Mela, I told you a check was in the mail, but this time we will, as long as you send me an email with my total. That I am happy that I am actually going to have the opportunity to meet with our upcoming president and begin to talk about exciting things, looking forward to his phenomenal year. So, Steve, thanks for your excellent presentation last week. And thanks for stepping up into our leadership succession.
Dr. Rob, Terry had his hand up too.
Terry?
$5 happy. Some of that is for actually be able to spend Easter with my son and daughter and daughter-in-law. It was actually nice to actually see them. They've have at least their first shot. In most cases, they've had their second shot as well. So that was really nice. And the other is to have my crown here. I can tell you my kids were making some comments about this crown. They also thought I ought to get the a robe on and have the Burger King commercial as well. So they're probably having as much fun as I am. So again, thank you all.
Thank you, Terry. I think it's becoming. Both this royal couple really do it justice. So, Katie, it's going to be a challenge for you all to come up with some dynamic duo like that again.
I don't think it's going to be that much of a challenge in this club. I think it'll be pretty easy.
Good. Okay, well, that wraps up Happy Dollars. We don't have an induction today. We do have somebody in the wings, and actually a second person in the wings if we can get Donna Skoda away from her day job. So we'll likely have at least 2 more members before July. We would like the slide speaker. You've already heard a lot about Tiffany Roper of Eat Speak Love LCC. She is an Akron native and a Kent State grad twice, 2 different degrees. And she's interested in revitalization of Akron's economy. And she wants to promote diversity and small business expansion. So we look forward to hearing what you have to say. Tiffany, take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Well, afternoon now. This was really cool to see how the club works and to see all the things that you guys are doing to stay connected to one another. And we need that in our environment and in our world nowadays. So it's nice that you guys stay so connected with each other. Great example of how to run a meeting. Really grateful to be here. I'm so excited to speak to you all about me and about Eat Speak Love and some of the cool things that have been happening in my life in the last probably 6 months. So just a little background. I am going to share my screen. A lot of, let's see, or if Cheryl, you could share it for me. It's not allowing me to do that. But I have a background in mental health. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in clinical mental health. So I did therapy with foster youth for about 4 years. And then I switched over to higher education. Then I worked for Summit County for the youth program. So youth in our community have a special place in my heart. I also do a lot in the community because Akron is just an amazing place of resources and incredible people and collaboration and networking. So I sit on the board of Torchbearers, which is a young professionals collaborative of emerging leaders. I also am the president of a nonprofit called Limitless Ambition, where we support women and teen programming and scholarships. And I serve on the Akron Children's Hospital Parent Advisory Council as well as a parent mentor. So I stay pretty busy and stay pretty connected to our community because we do a lot of meaningful work here in Akron. And the more you do, the more you know, the more impact we can all have. So March of last year, I decided, since we were quarantined home, I would start a business. And who would have thought that we would be where we are today, mostly virtual, but able to attend and be a part of so many different things, just because we have Zoom, we have Google Hangouts, and we're able to connect still. So with Eat, Speak, Love.
You can share your screen if you'd like, if you still need to.
Perfect. Thank you. Now that works. So this is our website. Eat, Speak, Love actually started as an idea to be an event space where you would, on a rotational basis, eat different dishes from different chefs or catering companies all around Akron. And then the speak part is I do a lot of public speaking in our community and a lot of trainings. And so I thought we could have a stage there and I could do public speaking. We could have live forums. We could do comedy. And then the love part really is, since small business has a special place in my heart, I thought it would be really cool to have pop-up shops here too, where people could come in and bring their businesses and we could support our local economy in that way. And then COVID has prevailed and not gone away. So my mentor, Jan Conrad, who is over the Women's Leadership Institute through the Greater Akron Chamber, and I decided that we were not going to give up. So working with her, we decided to create the Small Big Box, which is our subscription box that features women-owned and Black-owned businesses in our community. And because of COVID, the entrepreneurs and the small business owners that I have a personal relationship with, I know they've suffered terribly because some of them have had to close their businesses, some of them had to decrease their service offerings, and it's just been devastating for a lot of business owners. But we all know that small business really adds to the incredible tapestry that exists here in Summit County. And without small businesses and restaurants, it would just be a completely different place. So being able to box up essentially the small businesses in our area has been an incredible blessing. We started in December and we were able to sell out within 72 hours. And every time we launch our boxes, just because of how Akron is created and made up of so many wonderful people who want to support, they've been selling out every month. And then people try the samples in our box, and then the goal is to get them to then patronize the businesses that were featured. That business model has afforded a lot of the businesses to increase their sales, to increase their brand visibility, and overall it helps our community and increases the impact we have on our local economy by keeping our dollars right here at home. So the Small Big Box is not just a box of samples, there's so much meaning behind it. So this is who we are. This is our homepage here. And when you go to eatspeaklove.akron, you will see a picture of my beautiful family, my husband, Kevin, my son, Harrison, my daughter, Eliza. And everything we do is about connection, collaboration, and celebration. Here are some of the different posts that feed into our blog here. So you'll see we're having a VIP event on the 23rd of this month. And that event is really the Small Big Box unboxed. So you'll get a box, you'll be able to actually meet some of the incredible owners and women and minority business owners behind the products and services that are featured in our box at that event. And those tickets are live, and I will show you where to find those. Yes, I did have a birthday on April 4th, an Easter baby. Every 6 years, my birthday falls on Easter. I love to celebrate. They're my favorite thing. And then you will also see here another announcement for our event that we are having on the 23rd. It's going to be an incredible time, especially a celebration of the entrepreneurs in our business sector here in Akron. They really need that visibility. So if you can join us, please do. We give a little information about what the Eat, Speak, and Love mean for our business and in our community. And I will continue to navigate through. So the eat part for Eat, Speak, Love is there's tons of Akron eateries and restaurants, so many that you couldn't visit them all probably in a year. So when you get some delicious food, what do a lot of us do? We take pictures of it. So I take pictures and I try to post them here so you can see where we're eating, what we're eating, and where you can go to get some incredible food, try something new on a date night or just a dinner, lunch. There's a lot here in Akron. The speak part, of course, like I said, I do a lot of speaking engagements. So here is the form where you are interested in having me come and speak about gratitude or personal elevation, anything motivational or empowerment, especially centered around women and diversity in our community, that is where you go to fill out that form. And then my favorite page, of course, is our partners page, where we have a link for people who own small businesses to connect with us. But our partnerships are more than just being featured on our box. It's really about telling the stories of the incredible women behind these products and services. So we have a new feature called the Partner Directory, where once you try something in the box, you can come here, click on Learn More, and this will lead you to that business's Instagram, and in most cases, their website, their Facebook, to bring the business back to them. That is incredibly important when you're talking about small business. Our events tab just hosts, this is where our events live and how you can be a part of what we have going on in that sector. So our event tickets are live right now. They're selling very quickly. Most people are coming with friends. Some people are bringing a parent. Some people are using our event to use their first thing they're doing after they're fully vaccinated. So that's really exciting. And then we have a contact us page. So people who just want to stay in touch, enter their information here. And then on the about page, again, pictures of my family and about the owner. So Kent State has incredible programs. I'm a 2-time graduate, as I said before. Even though I don't practice mental health anymore, I'm still a licensed therapist. And I feel like in our community, in friendships and relationships, to be able to help people get through some of the challenging things that they face, my background has served me well. I was able to retire, I call it retirement, from my government job, because my business has really taken such a huge leap in the past 4 months. And I'm so grateful for that, because I feel like now I'm able to live in my purpose, and I get up every morning with such joy in my heart and excitement for setting my own sails. And even though retirement doesn't mean that I don't do work, it just means that I'm grateful enough to get up every day and be in charge of my life. And if you are living and walking in your purpose, opportunities and gratitude just come your way. And I'm so thankful for opportunities like this to meet new people and to give them a little bit of my journey. So I know that was a lot of information very quickly, but I will open it up to questions if anybody has any, either about me, the business, the small big box, or our event.
Tiffany, thank you so much. No, we really appreciate it. And the presentation there, I am managing the chat room here and actively monitoring the gallery. So I'll start fielding some questions, or any questions that anyone has for Tiffany, and raise your hand or shoot me a note in the chat, and I'm monitoring.
So some of the really cool things that we have coming up too, we have a partnership right now with one of the largest employers in Summit County, because when you give gifts, it really speaks volumes in Akron what kind of gift you give. And so this business was able to work with me to come up with corporate gifts that are customized, that are all Akron-based businesses, that they're giving to their doctors and nurses when they onboard them. Instead of flowers, or instead of a gift card, they're giving the gift of the small big box, which is so meaningful. And I'm so grateful for partnerships like that. So that's our new, we're going to have that on our site here soon as well, where if you own a business, or if you are a part of a large company in our area and you want to give a meaningful gift, that is what the small big box has served to do. So we're incredibly excited for all of that growth.
Yeah.
I do see some of the questions, but if you want to field.
Yeah, Tiffany, I can go through them just to try to keep them organized for you. But yeah, several have started to come in. So Katie Miller had asked, she was the first one. I'll just kind of go through these and try to bunch the ones that I can that are similar. But are you able to highlight some of the businesses you have featured?
Absolutely. So by far our most successful partnership to date has been Black Sun Coffee. And these are two young Black women. One of them is a college graduate. She's an engineer, and the other is still in college. And when Starbucks refused to let their employees wear Black Lives Matter shirt in the summertime, they were both personally offended because they were patrons of Starbucks. So they decided they were going to start their own coffee business, and they launched in October. They're web-based right now. So I featured their samples in my box. Their sales traffic increased by 70% within the first week. And their coffee is absolutely incredible. It's bold, it's delicious. And that was one of my favorite partnerships because it really brings brand visibility to two women who are just starting out. And they are so happy about the growth that they've seen. I've also partnered with, gosh, there's so many. We've partnered with Julia Bell Seasonings. Her seasonings are incredible. They sell them at the Northside Marketplace. If you're looking for different flavors and not a lot of salt, that is the way to go. They're delicious. We've also partnered with Generations 5+, who is now featured. Because of her being featured in our box, it brought brand awareness to her company from somebody who works over in Highland Square, and she's now featured in the mustard seed on their shelves. So the small big box has brought a lot of brand visibility to some companies that are Akron-based, women-owned, minority-owned businesses that have been able to sustain some economic growth in our city.
That's phenomenal. No, I appreciate you sharing and providing some of those businesses and highlighting that for us, Tiffany. Looking here, okay, so we had a member ask where the event is. Again, her connection had popped out. Just, I don't want to lose sight of that. Are you able to share again the information for the event?
So the event is going to be hosted at the Grand Exchange, which is in Akron over in Highland Square. And it's a beautiful space, but it's small. So we wanted this event to be COVID friendly. So we have limited the number of tickets. Excuse me, I believe there are probably 10 tickets. We just went live the other day. So if you're interested in that event, definitely get on that, get your tickets. And the small big box for May is already live as well. So as I showed you on our website, if you click on shop, you will see where the small big box lives. And I actually don't think I clicked on that. Let me share my screen one more time because it's kind of, so if you click over here on shop, this is actually what the box looks like. You can do a single box or you can do the subscription, which is on sale right now. And you'll get a box every 60 days with different vendors, all from Akron, all Akron-based companies. And the samples are meaningful size samples. So you can use the product and then go patronize that business. We've had some really good stuff in this last box. It was so full of things that it could barely close it. Really good value and really helping out the small businesses in our community. So.
Tiffany, are you able to provide some insight as to, and I don't want to be redundant in trying to field these, but, specifically the decision-making process about what goes into the big box itself, what types of samples and products, or how much say do the businesses have and what goes in there?
Absolutely. So the businesses have all the say. What I ask them to do is to provide the samples that will be the best representation of what their company has to offer. So usually that's their most popular product. We've had coffee, we've had seasonings, we've had lavender lemon balm tea, we've had body butters. There's artists that we've featured that have provided jewelry. This last box had a resin necklace with a fresh flower infused into it. So many different things. We've had Koi Botanicals has relaunched and they put some of their skincare products in our box. So these samples are incredibly diverse and really could be for anyone.
Thank you, Tiffany. Let's see here. Okay,
Mary asked in a direct message, what is my favorite restaurant? So my favorite restaurant is actually not a restaurant. My favorite chef is Ogar. Well, it's kind of a restaurant. So he's featured in a small social club in South Akron, and his restaurant is called Ogarth's Kitchen. And it's just kind of a little, for lack of better term, the building is not the nicest on the outside, but when you go inside, he has this little hole in the wall, little kitchen, and he used to be the head chef at Bo's, and he is incredible. He's from Jamaica. He just catered my birthday party the other day, and Where else can you get a steak bigger than your head that includes a huge dollop of macaroni and cheese and coleslaw for 20 bucks? Best steak I've ever had. Ogarth's Kitchen. He's on Instagram, Facebook. He's incredible.
No, that awesome. Well, I'm going to have to check that out myself. Not necessarily the most heart healthy meal for me, who's got hereditary high cholesterol, if anyone cares to know that. But hey, I love steak and I love mac and cheese. So no, I'll definitely have to check that out.
Yes.
Now, if we were looking, beyond, well, I guess the best way to engage with your organization, of course, the small big box, if just in general, we're looking to learn more about specific small businesses in Akron that we'd like to support or learn more about, is that really what you would recommend is the best way to get some of that exposure, that small big box through you guys, or are there other avenues we should, emphasize?
So the small big box is just really the love part of Eat Speak Love. On my social media, if you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram at eatspeaklove.akron or at eatspeaklove on Instagram, or just even Tiffany Roper on Facebook, I'm really careful about my content and I'm really careful about the people who I support. I like to have a personal relationship with the vendors that I work with and get to know them before they're featured to see what their story is, what their why is. And I think that's so important. When you go back to a business, 9 times out of 10, it's because you feel like there's something personal that pulls you back. And so that's really important when I work with a small business or an entrepreneur, that their content and their products and their services are something that I would use myself. And so someone says, how do you decide the content? The content is really decided by that business owner, but it's determined also by me just based on the relationship with them. So when I feature a product, I also feature that business on my social media, and I also feature them on my website as well. So eatspeaklove.com really is becoming a go-to site for, hey, what's going on in Akron and who should we be on the lookout for?
Okay. Well, no, and we're getting a lot of members and just direct messages to me too that are, on the site and looking just at the big box and making sure they're at the right place to order it or to sign up for it. And we don't want to impose, but it has been asked, would you consider, we see a coupon code area on the page, would you consider a Rotary coupon at all?
Absolutely. So if you guys want to do the small big box, I will open it up for the next 2 days as my birthday week continues. And I will make the coupon code, how about Rotary 20?
Okay.
And I will make that go live and give you guys 10% off your single box order. And the subscription is already on sale. So actually with the subscription, normally the boxes are $30, but with the subscription right now, they're $25 a piece, and you'll get 3 boxes every 60 days. And so that's already at a discount, but if you're interested in trying the box out, I will put in a coupon code, which I'm able to do, for the Rotary Club exclusively.
Well, we appreciate that. We'll keep that amongst our club membership here, and are thankful for your generosity there and continuing the birthday celebration. Just a side note here, Steve, I don't know if you want to, Steve Bossert, I don't know if you want to provide some insight, but if you ever want to come back to mental health, Tiffany, they have a job for you. So if that's something you're open to.
Yeah, I love being a mental health therapist. My favorite with my internship was doing marriage counseling. Talk about something so entertaining and worthwhile and really helping some people learn to love each other again. And I loved marriage counseling, but I do working with the youth in our community to help them realize their potential is so much, it goes so much further than just mental health. It's really about living in our purpose. And so thank you for the job offer.
Well, no, Tiffany, of course, and lots of just positive feedback. I know you can probably see it in the main group, direct messages to me, just applauding you for your purpose and just wonderful presentation. So guys, I know Dr. Rob, we still have about 10 minutes before meeting close, and I'll continue to field questions here. And then we keep the line open, Tiffany, if your schedule permits, for an additional about 15 minutes after the meeting closes. So I'm not trying to rush us. We still have time, but I'll just kind of give everyone the floor to think about some additional questions. But Tiffany, this has been wonderful, and we really appreciate your generosity. And I know I'm, once I'm done fielding this chat, going to check out the small big box myself too. And of course, make sure I put on my calendar Ogarth. So I got to make sure I'm heading there for a steak here in the near future. So.
Yeah, it's so good. You will definitely not regret it.
Very wonderful,
So
guys.
I'm actually uploading that discount code now, and it will be good until the 9th. It's live. So if you make an order, you type in Rotary, lowercase letters 20, no space, the number 20, Rotary 20, and it's live. Great idea.
All right. Wonderful.
I have a question for you, if I could interject. Connor,
Yes,
you
go
have
ahead,
your
Doc.
gap there?
Yep.
I'm just in awe of the fact that you pulled this off. Not only did you decide to do a business in a pandemic, but you pivoted when you saw what was going on. Can you tell us about where you got that inner strength to take that risk or jump? And now it seems like it was obviously the right thing for you to do, but can you talk to some of our budding entrepreneurs that may be hesitant to jump?
So for myself, in all honesty, I knew I didn't want to retire from anywhere. I knew I wanted to be able to work for myself. And I used to say January 1st, 2025, I want to be able to retire and work for myself. And really, I want to get up every day and have a sense of freedom that you just can't get when you have to punch in every day. And that's just something that I hold dear because I have an entrepreneurial spirit and I always have. So I was starting to get discouraged in the summer and working. I was in the mortar program at the Bounce Innovation Hub, and Jan Conrad and we would meet every week. I would do my homework, and then I just said, I don't think this is ever going to happen. I really just wish I could box up small business and bring it to people. And Jan said, well, why don't you box up small business and bring it to people? There's got to be a way to do that. And so I figured if I could come up with a box that had all these incredible products that I already use and love in it, I wonder if others would love it too. And so when it sold out in December, I took that as a sign that I was supposed to be doing this. And then it sold out again in January and then in February. And then I was offered so many different opportunities and partnerships. I felt like this is what I'm supposed to do with my life. And the feedback from the small businesses and the women who say, you know, you really helped me move forward. It's really about helping other people and bringing the spotlight to their door. And that's been an incredible blessing in my life. And I feel like when you provide opportunities to others and you keep people at what you're doing, the forefront of your mind and your heart, good always returns itself. And so I believe that, and I wake up with a sense of joy every day. And I just keep going. I keep putting one foot in front of the other. And I want my kids to see that, especially for Black children in our community. They've got to see success, because I always say, when you know what's possible and you see it, it becomes more probable for you. And our community really needs that. So thank you for your question.
No, thank you for your answer, Tiffany, and just for being such a model of that hard work and perseverance and that entrepreneurial mindset. So anything else, Dr. Rob? Thank you for asking that question. If anyone else has anything, guys, I know we only have a few more moments before Dr. Rob will need to wrap up, but if anyone wants to interject or just kind of speak up, and we can go with that. But if not, I'll hand it back over to Dr. Rob and then see if anything else trickles in here before the after session.
I have one comment to make. Tiffany, thank you. You, my dear, are the message. And so thank you for sharing you with our great city. Wow. Very, very moving. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, Tiffany, you exude positivity, and we all can benefit from that. But it sounds like your spirit is in the right space at the right time. And anytime on Tuesday at noon, when you need to hear some goofy stuff going on, you are always welcome to jump into this club and tell them that you're my guest. So please, I hope we get to see more of you.
Tiffany, one more quick question too, Dr. Rob. Sorry to interject. A couple of members have been trying the coupon code. Can you please confirm again what that was, the capitalization of it, just before we adjourn here?
I'm gonna type it in here, just like that.
Okay.
And it just went live, so it does. If it's not working for you right this second, it is a WordPress site, so sometimes it has to go through I'm
Okay.
gonna log out of my WordPress site and it should be going through here pretty soon. It will only work on a single box order, not on the subscription, because the subscription's already on sale.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for that clarification as well, too. And yeah, I think it looks like folks have gotten it correct. So it's probably just the update through WordPress. But thank you again for your generosity with that. Dr. Rob, back to you.
All right. Well, it looks like you're going to have a bunch of groupies following you. So yeah, don't make sure that we're in a positive transference as we take advantage of your generosity. As we get prepared for next week, Michelle Campbell from the Lebron James Foundation is our guest speaker. And again, as we're looking to do more exciting things, we heard from Steve Bowie about some of the great learning opportunities that his new business is providing for a subset of the students at Lebron James I Promise School. It seems like an opportunity for Akron Rotary to really get to know more about the Lebron James Foundation. And I would imagine if we could combine LeBron James Foundation with the Rotary Foundation, that would be just a recipe for awesomeness. Birthdays this week. Colleen Ichancy. Colleen, I hope I didn't blow it. I was working on that, but her birthday is tomorrow. Happy birthday, Colleen. And Jack Herrig follows up a day later on the 8th. So happy birthday to Jack, and John Marshall on the 12th. Anniversaries of start dates, there aren't any next week. So we've got a break from anniversaries, but we look forward to getting caught up again afterwards. So that really concludes today's business. Keep an eye out for the information that I'm sending out this afternoon about our dues and the rationale behind that. And special thanks to Connor and Dane for helping us craft the message that will show up once our board vets it on our webpage, so that we will have some standard work so that Steve doesn't reinvent the wheel next year unless it needs to be reinvented. So Rotary, all lowercase letters, 20 is the gift that we got from this, the second gift we got from this speaker. The first one was this wonderful positive presentation. And thanks, Tiffany. We look forward to hearing much more about your success going forward. And with that, I will flip the camera so you see the bell. And we are adjourned.